I am Ralph Michaels. I cannot believe it is week 13 of the college football season. This is the WagerTalk college football TNA report. That, of course, means trends and angles. We're going to look at teams that are 5-5. We're going to look at teams that the host has had the best or worst record. And as always, we're going to finish it off with 4 super systems: 66%, 69%, 77%, and a 78% college football season. You know, we talked about last week when teams get a 7th win, they are no longer bowl eligible, so likely their preseason goals have been dashed. Well, when teams get to 5-5, they only have 2 games left. They need to at least win one of those games to get a 6th win and to become bowl eligible. So I went back to 2010. These are teams that are exactly 5-5. On the left-hand side, you see the ATS and over-under records for a 5-5 team that is off a win. They were 4-5. They won last week. They are now 5-5. On the right-hand side, those are teams off a loss, both against the spread and over-under. Those teams were 5-4. They lost last week. Now they're 5-5. So let's take a look at the left-hand side first. When a team is 5-5 and off a win, look at that clear divide. As a home favorite or an away favorite, they're 54 and 55% against the spread. But as a home dog or an away dog, they are 44 and 46%. Let's take a look for teams that are 5-5 off a loss. As a home favorite, basically break even with the juice. As an away favorite, 52.2%. But the dogs, both home and away, a negative ATS record, 47.4% and 46.5%. So there are no wow 60% or higher or under 40%. But when you see the dogs either home or away, either off a win or off a loss, those 5-5 teams now have pressure to try to get a win. When they're an underdog, they have failed. When they've been the favorite and expected to win, they have done exactly that. And on the bottom of the chart, let's take a look at the over-under records. Take a look at that left-hand side. All 4 records, more than 50% to the under. The over-under record for a home favorite, 44%. Away favorite, 45%. A home dog, only 8-17 over-under, 32%. As an away dog, 43%. So a very clear statement here. 5-5 teams off a win have been clear underplays. Off a loss, not so much. You see a home favorite and an away dog are on the overside. Away favorites and home dogs on the other side. So while those are divided, nothing we can really take out of that. So 5-5 teams, fade as a home dog. If they're off a win, they've been a clear underplay. Next, let's take a look at how teams have done at home or what they've done on the road at a home opponent. I know that sounds a little bit confusing, but let me break it down for you. Louisville is the worst ATS team for the host. They are winless against the spread at home. They are perfect against the spread on the road. So when Louisville is playing, the home team is 0-10 against the spread. Michigan State, when Michigan State is playing, the home team is 1-9 ATS. The host, when Army plays, 2-8 against the spread. Charlotte 2-8, Clemson 2-8, and UNLV 2-8. Those are the top 6 or 7, how many there are, those are teams that you want to fade the host when those teams are playing. Which teams have had the best home record? Well, when Arkansas State, Alabama, Florida State, Georgia Southern, and Toledo play, the host has covered 8 games. The road team has only covered 2 games. And I'll throw Texas Tech into the mix as well. 8-3. So the host has won 8 games and lost 3 games. So just something to keep an eye on. The Louisville one is interesting, 10 games into the season. And the home team in Louisville games, a perfect 0-10 against the spread. Again, guys, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to watch this video. And I do want to let you know, it is my birthday week. I am getting old, folks. I am 62, and I'd like you to celebrate along with me. Head to my homepage, and you can get 7-day all access for $62. That's college football, that's NFL, that's NBA, that's NHL, and that's college basketball. Now, the non-football sports, I do limited action, but there's usually a couple plays, a day, at least one play a day in those 3 sports, and it's often multiple plays besides the football selections. But 7 days of all access for under $9 a day. What have I done for you lately in football? College football and NFL combined, 12-2 and 29-13, 69%. My college football best bets, 4% and 5% plays, 10-1, 91%, and 24-7, 77%. I will have a college football 5% for Saturday. My football 5%, so I'm #1 at WagerTalk for the last year in football 5%. A perfect 5-0, and listen to this, 17-4, 81%. My last 21 5% plays, that one play $35, or the entire 7-day birthday week for just $62. Oh yeah, by the way, my NFL teasers, also 15-5, 75%. Well, you know what? Make sure you're subscribing to WagerTalk. That way, anytime these videos get loaded, you will be notified immediately. And please, hit the like button. If you learned one thing today, hitting the like button and leaving a comment helps our algorithms. It allows us to continue to do all this free content on all the social medias, YouTube TV, TikTok, the information we put out on X. So subscribe to WagerTalk TV, hit that like button, and leave a comment. Thank you so very much. Hour 4, college football super systems for week 13 of the 2025 season. Well, let's look at teams that are a small home favorite this week, -1 to -7. If the team is off a loss as a favorite, where they had a yardage edge, but they were minus at least 3 turnovers in the turnover margin. Well, those teams like Kennesaw State that lost as a favorite, but had a yardage edge, and the reason they lost, -3 turnovers, folks. Most teams lose at -3 turnovers. But if you were the better team and you were a favorite, and now you're a small home favorite, Kennesaw State is in a 27-12, 69.2% situation. We started this video talking about 5-5 teams. Well, I have one scenario for you where 5-5 teams have been an excellent play. If you're a home team, you're off a loss, but you did cover that loss. Makes a big difference. You played well. You beat the Las Vegas expectations by covering the spread, but you're still 5-5 and you're off the loss. It applies to 3 teams: Temple, Northwestern, and Arkansas State. Those teams in that role, 5-5 at home, 29 and 15, 66%. Again, those play-on teams, Temple, Northwestern, and Arkansas State. System number 3. You're a dog up to +6. You're a small dog. The last time you played this opponent, you lost as the favorite. The last time you played this opponent, you had a lead at halftime of 7 or more points. So, which team lost to this foe as a favorite last year? They're now a dog to +6. And in that last loss, again, they had a lead at halftime of 7 or more, and then they fell apart in the second half. Those teams have come back strong the next year. New Mexico State fits this situation. Those teams are 27 and 8, 77.1% since 2009. And lastly, a bad rush defense, it's tough to win if your D-line allows the opposing team to average over 6.5 yards per carry. So from game number 4 and on, so we're ignoring those first few games in the middle of at the beginning of the season when your defense isn't set. You're a favorite, and in the last 2 games, you allowed at least 6.5 yards per carry rushing. Well, Georgia Tech's the one that got run over the last couple weeks. Teams like Georgia Tech that have allowed 6.5 yards per carry or higher in 2 straight games, 18 and 61, 23% against the spread. Fade Georgia Tech. So system 1, play on Kennesaw State. System 2, play on Temple, Northwestern, and Arkansas State. System 3, play on New Mexico State. And system 4, fade Georgia Tech. They are playing Pitt this week. Again, hit that like button. Thank you so much for watching the video. And why not try my $62 birthday special? You'll get the entire week, including my college football red hot 5% top plays, the shortcut to my homepage, wt.buzz/RM. I'll be back next week with some Thanksgiving TNA.